quality in this video. I am trying my best with the lighting, but it is not working, and it is just kind of making my face look crazy, which it is, but you can see why if you go and look at my vlog. This would be day number 4 on vacation vlogs, and you should really go check it out because it is awesome. But getting into today's video, today I really wanted to sit down and talk about the brand Profusion, and specifically their new metal palettes that have come out. So I got this palette on my birthday, well not on my birthday, but as a birthday present from a friend, and I have been using Profusion for a few years now, and I have some stuff to say about them, and so I'd really like to go ahead and sit down and do a little video about this brand. Just a little disclaimer, this isn't, my opinions don't have to be your opinions, blah, 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 blah. So, before I even get started, I'm just going to say I like this brand. And I don't like every single product they come out with, and I will address that, but in general, I actually do really like this brand, and I also like that I think most of their products, if not all of their products, are cruelty-free. It like even has like the little like logo on there. It's like with a little bunny or something. Yeah, it's a little bunny, but it's like ears are hearts, and so it's like, oh, cruelty. It's really cute. It's really cute. So if we want to just get into this palette, I first saw this palette at, where was it? Marshall's. I saw this palette at Marshall's and Burlington. And just like all of their palettes, first looks are very, very deceiving. First looks, the products do look quite chunky, and they do look, they don't look like metal-like. They don't have that chrome holographic feel that you would really expect from a glittery metal palette. You know, they don't look like what you expect, and that is what I find with most Profusion palettes and most Profusion eyeshadows and colors, is that they do tend to look more on the, oh, well, that's gonna be really chunky, or oh, that's just gonna be like putting, like, I don't know, glitter on my face, or sometimes they'll have a glitter palette and it looks like a regular eyeshadow. Like, it's not that crazy. I will say that their product's value has gone up. This has like weight to it. Like, I think it actually weighs more than like my e.l.f. palette. Like, it's a nice weight. They have gotten a lot better with their like products and how they choose to represent them. I remember Profusion used to be a dollar store brand, and now like it's in Burlington and stuff like that, and it's in nicer stores. So that is nice. And also, what I really like about this palette is that the mirror is freaking, there's my lamp. The mirror is huge. The mirror is huge, and it's just nice. It's really nice. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just a really nice, well put together palette, and I've been noticing that from when I started with Profusion and where they are now, they have gotten a lot better with their things. Like, they're for me, I would rather buy some Profusion products than some e.l.f. products, because I just feel like they are sturdier and they're more pigmented. So let's move on to the actual shadows within this palette. So in this palette, you get 9 eyeshadows. 2 are just pure matte. They have absolutely no shine to them whatsoever, and those are Polite and Honest. And these are actually the prettiest shadows I have ever seen that are just, I guess you would say, matte. They are, I mean, you can't see it very well at all, but they're very, you can't see it. But I will say, for being just matte powder shadows, they are so creamy. And when I say creamy, I'm not saying the texture is like really rich. It's just, it's so pigmented. The pigment is there, especially with Polite. I was expecting kind of like dull pigment. No, this it packs a punch. And honest, it's really hard for me to find brown shadows that work as good as this. It's queen. Like, I put a little bit on there and she goes a long way. And as far as the rest of the shadows, let me describe these to you. So you have Knockout, and Knockout is completely black. She is black. Hello, text message. So from Knockout, we move on to Mystic, and Mystic it looks very black, and then you swatch it, and it is this musky brown green. It is very like a chrome green, like it goes from like brown to green. It's really pretty, and it makes me think of like a woodland character or animal that's like on Dungeons and Dragons. From there, we move on to Ella, and she looks white. She looks very, very white. But she does have a blue tint, and that blue tint comes through. And so you take her, and automatically I can see it's like this moonshine blue, and when you put it on the skin and you turn, you're like, ooh, there's the blue. There's the blue. And it's not like this very intense blue. It's very like moonlighty, almost like ocean blue kind of color, like very foamy blue. And I really, really like that about her. So then we're moving on to Bewitched. And Bewitched is, I will say, in the pan, she looks very purple. Swatched, she is very brown. I wish they would change that because they already have a brown in there. I wish they would make the formula a little bit more purple. But when she is coated on, she is in fact purple. I just wish it was a little more intense. But Bewitched, she is very purple. It's kind of like it goes from brown to purple. So it's kind of like my Urban Decay purple when you move it into the light, but it is brown when it's just like out of the light. It's really weird to explain. That's why I like these shadows. It's because they can wear either way. If you wear them in the daylight and you keep moving, you're going to see all these really cool chrome colors. From there, we have Heavy Metal, which is the brown of the family. And Heavy Metal, let me just swatch her real quick. She goes from like this, like, I guess you would say like brown. She was one of the like brightest, most sparkliest of the pan. And she goes into this really, really pretty, almost silver color whenever you move her around, which I really like because I don't like to have just matte browns. I like to have some sparkle in there. I can't do the whole, like, let's not sparkle thing. That's not my personality. So from there, we're going to move on to Unicorn. Unicorn is the, I guess you would say purple of the family. And when you swatch her, she is very, I guess you would say like lavender. She's lavender. She's like almost pink, but I love her because she doesn't switch from one color to another, but she's very, very shiny. She's very reflective, and I really, really like it because I really like that color. I wouldn't really want it to switch to another color. So I'm really happy about that. I actually really like the color, and I really like the color lavender. From there, we have one of my favorite colors in this palette, which is Awake. And it actually reminds me of this color Tattoo by Maybelline in Pure Pigment in the color Breaking Bronze. It reminds me of this. She is, and I know you can't see her, but when I first got this palette, I was just like drawn to her. She was shining. She was like, ooh. And this, again, is not a color changing. She is just extremely reflective, and she's bronze, honey. She is like bronze queen. I might even wear her as a highlighter this summer. Like, she is bronze. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. And then other than that, you just have your honest shadow, which is your brown, and your neutral shadow, which is your polite. And I will say, I'm so happy with this palette. I love this palette. Thank you so much, my friend is amazing for getting me this. It was like a little set too. It came with like an eyeliner and a little brush. Speaking of that, actually, I want to talk about the brush. Can we just take a darn moment? Oh my god. Okay. So I know a lot of, I guess you would say, not high-end brands, things that are like e.l.f., MAC, Maybelline, basically anything that, isn't MAC or isn't, what would you say? What's another kind of medium brand? Wet n Wild is really good. Actually, I'm going to take this Wet n Wild brush, and I'm going to go ahead and take the brush that came with the kit. They are expected to make really crappy brushes. Let me just say, that's not true. In fact, I have found that a lot of the brands that are like in the $20 to $30 range are sometimes even better than brushes that are like $50. Because, number one, these are both cruelty-free brushes. So I have my Wet n Wild brush right here, and this was my favorite blending brush, guys, for 3 years in a row. And this is the Profusion brush, and number one, they are so soft, and they are so good at doing the job. And these are great for, I mean, I know it's not real hair, but they're so good for eyeshadow. They're so good. They are so soft, and they blend out so nicely. I couldn't ask for better blending brushes than these. These are great. I'm really, really impressed at the quality. I'm really, really impressed at how well it picks up the pigment and then applies the pigment. I'm just astonished. So both of these brushes are like up there. They're in the sky when people ask me, oh, what are your favorite blending brushes? It's this or Morphe, honey. It's this or Morphe. Now, I will say, even though I am giving them all this, like, yes, hype, I do have, my preferences, and I do say, maybe because I grew up with the brand, I know them a lot more, and I'm giving them a little bit more hype, but I will say, if there were 2 things I would change, it would be, maybe their marketing. Sometimes I feel like they say glitter when there is no glitter, or they'll say metal when there is no metal, or they'll say shine when there's no shine. I also wish they would get a little bit more vibrant with their colors. I do have maybe 1 or 2 of, so I have 2 of their palettes that I really, really liked, and I really wish they would bring colors like this back, and it's the Electric palette and the Bloom palette, and these colors, guys, this is like from when they were starting. Like, this is when they were at the closet. Like, these are really, really old palettes, but the colors were booming. The formulas just weren't right, and I feel like if they brought back the formulas they have now and put in the colors that they had then, I would be shocked. I would be amazed. I'd be so happy. Another thing is, I wish that they would try. I mean, I don't, it's not like they're not trying. I know they're trying really, very hard. I know how hard it is to make an eyeshadow, but there's something about them and their eyeshadows, it's uniquely textured. Like, I could look at a palette and say, oh, that's Profusion, because I know the texture of the eyeshadow, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the way they stamp them down, or I don't know if it's the way they make them. But I feel like if they varied in texture, or just picked maybe a texture that wasn't as chunky unless you blend it out, I think they would have the capability of being a higher quality brand. Because branding is all about first looks. It's all about first impressions. If I look at something and I say, oh, that has chunky eyeshadow, without even trying it, I'm already going to think it has chunky eyeshadow, even if I didn't try it. And I think that might be where they're going wrong. But other than that, guys, I really like this brand. I really love how much they have improved, and how much, I mean, their eyeshadow formula has improved, and their quality has improved, and I'm really, really proud of them. So that's as much as I have to say. if you want to see another video like this on another brand that I've been with for a long time, please let me know. I've been with tons and tons and tons of brands, high quality to low quality, and everything in between. I also know a lot of hair brands, so if you want me to do videos about that, that would be awesome. Please go and check out my vlog videos, and have a awesome day, and I will see you later.